In the cut.
Hey, what's
going
on?
on?
We're back.
Back at it again. We are live in the cut with yours truly, my man Pedro in the building. And you know, we got a special episode for y'all tonight. The guest that we have on tonight is I've met him. I'd like to say a little over a year and a half, maybe definitely over a year and a half ago. And has become one of my not only friends but people that I study and learn from as a mentor as far as investing goes and day trading goes, man. So this in this particular episode, we're gonna be focused on talking about the foreign exchange market, also known as the Forex market, and also everything that has to do with investing and day trading. And me personally, when I got involved, when I heard about Forex for the very first time, I was completely blindsided. I had no idea what Forex was. But I was introduced to Forex, I would like to say a year and a half ago, and I was really just intrigued on learning how to invest. This was during the peak pandemic. I was at home. We had nothing but time. And, I wanted to learn. I want to learn the skill. I want to learn how to invest. I really primarily wanted to learn about stocks. I wanted to learn about stocks and learn how to invest long term. And then, I got involved into Forex. And most people don't know Forex is a $1 trillion market. It's one of the most lucrative markets in the world, right? Not only is it one of the most lucrative markets, but, most people only when they hear Forex, just like when I first heard of it, the first word that I thought of was, this gotta be a scam.
I thought it was a company.
Right.
Like some type of scam.
I know there's a bunch of people on here that might have thought the same exact thing, but for me, when I heard of Forex for the first time, I was like, I turned my shoulder right away because I just wasn't intrigued on the ways that it was marketed. And we're gonna be talking about that as well. But like, I saw people in like bots in people's comments. I saw people saying they was gonna get, rich quick. All these different things, and I also was like turned down by not turned down, but I also thought like Pedro, like this had to do with like recruiting or a company, and I just didn't understand it. So what I didn't realize again was how big the forex market was, how lucrative it is, how long it's been around, and over the past couple of years, it's just been more and more spoken about. I believe because the barriers to get involved to the market have been broken. Right, broken meaning it's a lot easier to get involved in the market. Just to even start up an account, the average person would have needed over 6 figures to get started with an account, or have a net worth of over 6 figures to get involved. So obviously, once they lowered that standard to get involved, more people were getting involved with it. Most people don't know in the forex market that you could also trade. You're not only just focused on currencies, but you could actually trade commodities like gold and silver. You could trade crypto in the foreign exchange market. There's so many different things that it taught me that I was able to translate into long-term investing or day trading, and building my own personal portfolio. So it's been such a game changer, and I just want to be able to, really uncover these myths, I guess you could say, and
you're gonna find out.
Yeah, and uncover these myths, because really, if you really pay attention to this particular podcast, this particular episode, financially, this could be a game changer for you, if you decide to do so. And I had when I thought about having a guest on here, I had nobody else better to invite than one of our good friends, Mr. Derrick Satterfield. So I'm gonna have him on here. Let's go.
What's going on, Derrick?
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up?
I'm all right, man. So we're gonna find out what's going on with this. Is it a myth?
So for those who don't know, man, Derrick, this guy is a retired military veteran, father, living out in Florida right now. And ever since I've known this guy has been living life. If you go to this guy's Instagram, this guy's doing, you might think he's a drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, or a rapper. Like, how is this guy living this lifestyle?
Pips.
But he's very well knowledged in the game, and this is what he does. So I thought this would be a perfect time to ask a way for people who are just beginning to get involved, or are just curious about it, or maybe had some, like myself, had some preconceived ideas about what it was, and just kind of just talk about investing overall, right? Because this definitely helped me become a better investor, short term and long term. So, Derrick, man, for the people that don't know who you are, man, we want to go. We want to go back. We want to know, who you are, where you from, how'd you get involved, in trading, and where you're at with it now.
Cool, man. Well, first and foremost, man, appreciate you for allowing me to be on here, man. It's always an honor to sit with great minds and just chop it up. But if you don't know me, Derrick Satterfield, man, born and raised Dallas, Texas. I'm the kid that grew up, did really good in school, and I never got a college degree, or I never got an offer to go to college. So I just ran straight into the military, straight out of high school, 18 years old. Told my parents, yo, I'm out. My dad was in the Army. My mom was in the Army, and they were like, whatever you do, don't go to the Army. My dad was like, go to the Air Force. They got all the pretty girls over there, and thank God for that, because that's how I met my lovely wife, Joyce, in the military. But yeah, man.
Shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out to Jay. So, man, I just, from there, man, I knew what I wanted in life. I knew I was a hard worker. You're talking about somebody, in the 10th grade, when all the kids was hanging out and, going to the football and basketball games, I was like taking my shirt off at school and putting on my McDonald's shirt and going down the block. So I've always been that natural, I need to make money. I need to make money, because I never came from a family that had money. We were very poor growing up. We just had the bare minimums, and we lived in the worst neighborhood you can imagine in Dallas. So I was just the type of person that I always knew that there was going to be a way for me to find something that I was going to be passionate about. And, I found a couple of things. I started off in the military as an air traffic controller. I worked in a control tower. I talked to airplanes all day, clear for takeoff, clear to landing. Very high stressful job, as they say, but I've always had an analytical mind. Did that for 20 years straight, teaching people how to do the same thing. So, about I would say 10 years ago, I saw network marketing. I joined the travel club and I got excited about traveling the world, more excited about, making extra income. That was a good little journey right there, man, that I'm still a part of network marketing. But I just got excited about the entrepreneurial mindset. Growing up, man, there's the only entrepreneurs in my neighborhood was drug dealers, and they had the block on lock. So uh, anything outside of selling drugs, we didn't know what entrepreneurship was, So just growing up, we had such a closed mindset to what was really out there from a business aspect. And through the last 12 years of network marketing, I've met some amazing people, amazing mentors. I was a part of the company. I got to a pretty high level in the company, grew an organization over 5,000 people, traveled all over the world. I remember me and my wife talking about it. We took 85 trips in like 5 years, like just travel all over the world. So I was excited about traveling. I was excited about business. I was excited about networking with people. But companies no longer around. Things happen. COVID happened, killed the travel industry, and good thing I saw Forex right along that time frame. Good friend of mine was like, "Yo, bro, did you know you can make money from your computer at home?" And I was like, "How?" He was like, "Yo, we just got to trade these currencies," and I was like, "I'm in." See, most people would be like, "Yo, nah, that don't sound right." Just like your brother over there, like, "Yo, that's a scam. What y'all talking about? You can't do that." But I had an open mindset. Rule number one to being an entrepreneur, you got to have an open mindset. And that's exactly what I did, man. I was excited about being able to do something because at the time I needed some extra money. So he was like, "Yo, you got to go buy this course. As soon as you get this course, you can learn all about it." It's crazy how things work in life because right around that time, I was in the military and I had like 2 years left in the military. And I was already thinking about, man, what am I going to do when I retire from the military that can make me income? I got network marketing. I'm going to have a retirement check, but that's not enough for the lifestyle that I want to pursue. So, long story short, man, the military sent me on a 1 week training. I'll never forget this, in Baltimore, Maryland. And right around that time, my homeboy was like, "Yo, you got to buy this course." I was like, "Yo, I'm in." So he referred me to a guy named Q Banks. Most people know Q Banks in the Forex world, big time trader down here in South Florida. And I would say he was probably one of the first guys to put the minorities onto trading.
Mm-hmm.
So I took his course, and
Shout out to Q.
shout out to Q. I took his course, and man, I tell you, I was supposed to be at these conventions every morning taking notes, but instead I skipped the conventions. I stayed in the hotel room and I just watched his entire course in like 5 days. So I would get up, I would walk downstairs to the convention, sign in, and then when nobody was looking, I would dip back out to my room and I was in front of my computer all day, like, "Yo, I got to get this Forex thing down." You know what I mean? And I started following those people that were successful. And one thing that I realized is that it wasn't an overnight thing. Like you talk about myth of Forex, man. Most people come in and they think, "Yo, I'm about to run this bag up. Let me flip this account." And the only thing that get flipped is their mindset because they realize they playing with real money and it didn't pan out like they thought it was going to pan out. So yeah, when you look at the myths of Forex, yeah, man, thinking you're gonna come over here and make some quick money. The market will give you money. Yes, it will, but it will take it. Okay.
Quick.
Real quick. You talking about 0 to 100? How about 100 to 0? Real quick.
Like 30 days later.
Jeez.
30 days. Some people 30 minutes.
For me, it was my first 3 minutes.
Right.
3 hours.
I never forget the time I placed my first big trade and the screen just went all red and then all the money just disappeared. And I was like, "Yo, what just happened?"
Start sweating.
Right.
Your heart.
Yeah,
heart
everything's
going crazy.
happening.
Right. I'm like, the whole world slowed down. I was like, this can't be life.
So you said there was a lot you mentioned there that I want to kind of dissect, right? So come from the the Air Force background, entrepreneurial mindset, wanted to just get up and get it and hustle. Right, network marketing. You were in network. You also do network marketing, and you also mentioned Q Banks. So it's safe to say you've been doing Forex for a while. Very knowledgeable, and you made some. The market has taken your money, but you've also made good money in Forex. It's possible.
Right, it is possible.
So you don't make your money off of DJing?
No, I used to back in the day. I'm still living in the past, sometimes when I hear the music.
Bro, when I found out you were a DJ, I was like, this is crazy. For a second, I was like, what is that? Because I see the plate behind you. I've always seen that. And I'm like, what does that mean? And I realized you was into DJing too.
Yeah, man. I was out in Turkey, clubs full to the roof, man. I was out in Germany DJing. I DJ'd out in Cali. I was at the Raiders game. I was doing it big for a while, but married with 2 kids, that lifestyle.
Slow down a little bit.
Right.
I need to take your course on DJing, man. I'm still learning, but so let's talk about Forex real quick. Like, what is for those who are just tuning in and not too sure what Forex is, or have this idea, this logic that Forex is like a company or a scam or whatever it is. What is Forex?
I mean, Forex is the foreign exchange. We just call it FX or Forex for short, but it's the foreign exchange, and it's just a market, a global marketplace where you can exchange national currencies. Whether it be the U.S. dollar, the yen, the Canadian dollar, the Australian dollar, you can exchange those currencies for money. And because we have this worldwide reach of being able to trade in the market, it allows us to develop profits over time through education. And it's a platform that's giving people like me and you a chance to invest their money, invest their time, and potentially make some profits and some gains long term. It's definitely not a short term play.
Mm-hmm. And is Forex the only thing that you trade, or you in the only market that you play in, or do you do futures, stocks, things like that?
No, I'm not into stocks and options. I know some really good traders that are doing well in it, but it's just kind of slow for me. I don't want to buy a stock at this price and then sell it at this price. Like, that's the old school way of trading. I really like Forex because it allows me to get in the market, get right out of the market. It's not high frequency trading where you're in for like 30 seconds. Well, you could if you wanted to be. But yeah, I just like Forex. I like trading currencies. I like trading the US 30, the NASDAQ.
What's the US 30?
So US 30 is the Dow 30, which is the top 30 companies in the US nation. So basically, every day when the New York Stock Exchange bell rings at 9:30 Eastern time frame, you can go to the Dow website and you can see the top 30 companies, and it'll list how that company opens up for the day. If the stock is actually up or if it's down, it'll show you the small percentage and change. And then that correlates to what the Dow price is actually at right now. I think it was around 30,800, 900 earlier. But we did have some heavy fundamental news today, so that's definitely changed today. But it just gives you an opportunity to trade in the markets at a faster pace through a different platform.
So when you say the stock market moves slower, let's just say,
right?
What does that have to do with you choosing Forex over that?
Well, the old school style of trading is, let me just go on to this app, or let me go over here and I'm gonna buy. Let's just say you had $100 to vest, and you're like, I'm gonna buy Apple for $100. Well, the stock price for Apple is more than $100, so you're not even getting a full share of that company. So a lot of people do that because they're long-term investors. Meaning, I got $500. I come to the market, I might find 3 or 4 stocks that I like, and then I just might split my money and invest in that, hoping that this company over the next 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years makes $1 to $2 move so that you can make small profits. When in Forex, I could have traded Apple 100 times in one day and made, $10,000. So that's what I mean by it's slow. Like stock market, you're anticipating the reports of a company from a quarterly aspect to see if the company is either going to grow or it's going to, decrease. If it decreases, your share decreases. But in the market, like Forex traders right now, while everybody's like, man, the market is crap, the economy is bad, we're like, this is easy for us because we know everything is selling. So we just sell at the market.
Put.
Right.
Oh man, I remember when we first started trading, man. It was like, man, market's all the way up there.
It's gotta go down. It's gotta go down.
It's gotta go down.
Yeah.
Oh, man, those are funny,
I remember saying that too. It's gotta go down.
Yeah, man, we're playing with real money. We're playing with real money, man. Damn.
Like it's gotta go down. And I just kept watching my account go down. I'm like, nah.
So
learn how to do this.
So you got involved. You got involved with Forex. You got involved, and you took. So Q Banks was the first course you took.
Yeah. Q Banks was the first course I took. Wall Street Academy. That I think that was pretty much the foundation of Forex for the minority culture.
You remember how much was it?
Back in the day, it was about $800 for the course, and then he had a personal 5-day course that you can go to. That was like $1,500. But here's the thing with Forex: you'll take one course, you'll try it, you'll figure out a couple of things, and then it's like it's like gold. You'll see something shiny and glimmering over here, and you're like, oh, well, this guy said he can teach me this, and then next thing you know, you'll be like me. You'll be 8 mentors later, 8 courses later, $23,000 in training spent, and you'll be right back at square one because it's all recycled information. Okay, like you got to understand, like retail trading came out in the 90s, bro. Like they've been saying the same thing since the 90s. It's just as an entrepreneur, one entrepreneur comes up, learns how to do it, and they're like, oh, I could just create a course and create my own thing and get it to my people. I can reach people that maybe this person can't reach, and then next thing you know, you can go look. There's probably, I don't know, 500 Forex courses out there, and I would pretty much say that 90% of those courses all say the same thing.
Right. So, how much you think have you spent over your time learned, on courses?
At least 25K.
25K.
Yeah.
Wow.
People pay more for college.
Exactly. And they're still looking for jobs. I'm at home, baby.
Yikes.
People pay a couple $100 and think they're gonna learn it right there.
Yeah, for sure.
You spend 25.
Yeah, 25 grand.
Jesus.
Yeah, and that's over a 6-year period. I just hit my 6-year mark in trading, and it was crazy because like most of the most successful traders I know, when I asked them how long you been trading, most of them say anywhere between 6 to 10 years. I've never really met a profitable trader that's just doing it big in 1 year. Like if they are, then they're not telling the truth.
That's right.
I don't believe they're telling the truth. Is it possible that you can do it in 1 year? Yeah, maybe if you're like Einstein or something, you're like less than 0.01%. But chances are the average human, because of human behaviors and understanding psychology, you're not going to do this in 1 year. So if you're thinking you're going to come over to Forex and make it pop in 1 year, I got something.
So how long it took you if it's not a year?
Man, I really would say like
to actually click. Like, you know what, this is what it is now, and then to get to where you're at today. Like how long or how much studying did you do?
Yeah, so like in the beginning, man, like I don't think I've taken a full week off trading in 6 years. Like a full week. Even if I was out of town, I was like sneaking on my phone going, let me get in here right here.
Which is the beauty of it too.
Right.
It's mobile.
Yeah, it's mobile. But I would say like, this is my personal opinion. I believe that every person that learns to trade within a year. Okay, let me just clarify that. I believe that everyone possesses the education and the knowledge to learn how to trade within 1 year. It's the psychological battle and the emotional dealings with money that makes traders go 4, 5, 6 years into the game.
Facts.
That whole psychological game, whether you're dealing with Forex, whether you're dealing with stocks,
It's tough.
you know, any really type of investment right now, you know, especially during these times, you know, and that's actually why I really enjoy, you know, for me, I saw the Forex market so lucrative, right? Because it didn't matter if we was in a recession or not.
Right.
You know, compared to the stock market, where you're looking at the stock market in recession, you see the S&P 500 you know, coming down. You see, you know, your top companies coming down, things like that. So volume isn't there and things like that. The moves are, you know, I don't know if most people want to be touching that market right now, the stock market, right? So that's what I really enjoy about it. You know, it's something that we could do right now during these times. After you got involved into trading Forex, you had mentioned that you got involved with network marketing.
Yeah.
This is where I, you know, well, you already involved with network marketing, but I mean, you got involved with another company. And, you know, I do want to take some time to kind of touch on this, right? Because this was where I was at when I first heard of Forex was I was hearing other, you know, people doing network marketing that were, you know, they were, you know, promoting it in their own way. And, you know, I didn't necessarily have a beef with them, but, you know, for me, it was more just like, if you were really trading and learning this skill, do you really need to, is there some, like, do people really need to recruit? Like, do you have to recruit at all to do Forex? You know, because this is like a real big misconception there. You know, so like, do you need to recruit at all to do Forex?
No, you don't. You don't need to recruit.
You just need to learn how to make money.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I got that part.
Right. I did network marketing prior. Okay. But here's the thing is that when I saw network marketing from a Forex space, the first thing that I told myself is, one, I don't have a course. Two, I have nothing to offer people that I know about trading the market itself or point them in a direction that's going to lead them to somebody else's course. So for me, the aspect was, if you could be a part of a platform that could already take someone brand new and teach them, it's a whole lot easier than me spending my time teaching them. So when I came into network marketing, I was thinking, well, if I'm going to refer hundreds of people and show them how they can trade in the market, it would be nice to have a platform and earn some type of residual income off of that. Because let's don't get it twisted. Like, if you're not making residual in some form, however you want to make it as an entrepreneur, like, you're behind the curve right now. Because when COVID hit, all the entrepreneurs came out, you know, and that's why it's so tough right now in the world with people trying to go back to work, or there's just so many options right now in the world, because everybody, two things happened during COVID. You either became very creative and found a way to make money, or you just sat on the sideline complaining. And there's a lot of people that when COVID happened, they were looking at their bills, they were looking at their family, they was looking at life. They had all this time to think while they were stuck in their house, and they were like, yo, I got to make something shake. You know, so that entrepreneur mindset came out. So everybody has the thought process of, how do I make money from home now? Because COVID forced everyone to stay at home, and now it forced you to learn how to work from home. And now you just have this cycle of people in the world that are just like all about working mobile and making income for themselves.
Right. Definitely a lot of entrepreneurs came out of that. And, you know, again, just because of how lucrative this market is, a lot of people, you know, see the value in it. You know, so I would say this, because I want to help our fellow, you know, network marketers and you know, people in the industry that really want to, you know, that think like, you know, yourself, that's like, hey, if I have a platform that I could, you know, take the stress and the of putting a course together and having it put hours in to teach people individually, because obviously the skill is worth learning, you know, let's just say for the person who's in network marketing and their company does Forex, or that's like one of the services that they offer is teaching it.
Yeah.
What would you say to that person that's involved? And, you know, we just don't want to like continue to like, I don't want to say tarnish, but like, it's like putting this dark cloud over the word Forex because of the way it's misrepresented.
Yeah.
You know, what do you say to that person that's in that position? How could they market it in a better way?
Well, you know, Forex is one of those things where right now it's a hot topic. And it's a hot topic because everybody's doing it. You know, there's multiple companies out there now that are advertising, you know, trade Forex and has a little network marketing twist to it. I would just say, like, I think Forex is not for everybody. You know, like nobody's gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it. Like, I just don't think Forex is for everybody. I think, you know, in Forex, 90% of people fail. You know, so if you have a business model based off of 90% failing, I mean, let's really think about that, you know. And I'm not giving anything like a bad name, but I'm a realist, okay? And I know that, you know, if you go to college, after 4 years in college, do you stay for another 4 years trying to get the same degree? Nah. So like everything has a lifespan. So I think like Forex has a lifespan. I give it 2 years. If a trader is still trading after 2 years, chances are they're going to continue. But within that 2-year window, if they're not trading no more, you lost them. Chances are you lost them because there's one or two things that happen. They either learn enough information and they process that information to apply themselves and they fail too many times to where they just don't want to put themselves through that, or two, they lost too much money trying to chase the wrong thing. That's the only two things that happen to the people that come and go in the first 2 years. But if you have a trader that's been in the game 2 to 3 to 4 years, the reason why they're still in is because they know that there's been some type of hope along their journey that shows them that they could do this.
I like that. I like that. Forex is definitely not. That's funny you said that, you know, because most people won't, especially when your company is selling that service, right? Like Forex, yeah, might not be fair. Definitely is not for everybody, right? But you got to be. I'm a realist as well, you know. And when I think about, you know, marketing, if you're marketing this as a service, anything really, as far as you know, making money goes, I think that for me, I looked at it as I wanted to just share that I was actually learning. Like I was telling people that I was back in school, learning how to, you know, look at the market, learning how to invest, learning how to trade. And, you know, what I would really like to put out there is like, if you really pushing, come join my group, come join my community, come join this, and you're going to make money, you know, X amount of money, you know, that's when it becomes very sticky. And I encourage everybody that's in that industry to push the educational aspect of it first, because it's giving a lot of us a hard time to grow. You know what I'm saying? So but we got to be real. We have to be real. And you know, a lot of people that got introduced, I'll apologize for everybody in our behalf that has gotten introduced the wrong way. And really just say, listen, this is a skill. If you don't want to recruit, you don't have to recruit. If you just want to learn how to invest into the market, short-term, long-term, day trade, swing trade, it's a valuable skill to learn, especially during these times. And you know, this is why we're having this conversation. So, man, I see you got a lot of fans here. Shout out to the YouTube community that's on here right now. We got some people on Twitch that are live on here right now. They dropping the P here, so I'm assuming it's for Picasso. Pushing P, right?
P's over here, man.
But yeah, P, go ahead, P.
So I mean, for like a beginner, bro, like what advice would you give a beginner? Like, do I invest? Like, how much money, or where do I start?
And you know, if I could go back and do it all over again, what I would really focus on is finding one aspect that gives you the fundamentals of trading, meaning, the fundamental aspect from a news and economic standpoint, and the technical aspect from understanding how the market works, understanding the times that the market works, understanding how to use your money. And I honestly would have just traded on a demo account for at least 6 months, okay, until I can really understand what I was dealing with. And then I would have been ready to invest whatever I could invest based off of your current, financial situation. But, my story is when I came into Forex, man, I dropped like $5,000 in an account. I didn't really know about lot sizes and how much to put on their trades. And I never forget, man, I put like a 10 lot size, which was pretty much like $100 a point or a pip. Every time the market moved like 1 pip, it was paying me $100. And I was trading gold, and it flew, and I made like 9K, and I couldn't close the trade fast enough.
Yikes.
And I closed the trade, and I was like, yo, did I just make $9,000? And I had been trading like 3 months. And so guess what I did? I did this like 2 or 3 more times. I made $35,000, right, in my first 3 months. So I was like, yo, babe, this is it. We out of here. I'm going to be rich. I killed the markets. I'm up 35K. Nobody
I got him.
nothing. Yeah, bro. And I was like, I need to see if this money is real. So I withdrew $33,000. And I'll never forget. I hit the button, and I was like, oh, let's see if it worked. And then it said approved, and I seen that the money was coming. I was like, oh, I got to see it hit the account. Once it hit the account, bro, we had like steak and lobster that night, bro. I was like, I think I pulled out a cigar. I'm about to slay these markets. And that was in my first 3 months. And let me tell you, bro, for the next 2 to 3 years, I could have made $35,000.
I believe you,
man. So
couldn't do it.
What was your biggest day in the market, you think?
My biggest day in the market has been right around 52,000.
That's what people make in a year.
In a year.
Yeah, but that's not normal.
Right.
Okay,
right.
So this is 6 years in the game. Like, that's not normal.
Right.
All right. So, but this is what happens. People hear that and they think that that's normal.
Yeah.
They see the Ferraris, the Lamborghinis. They see everybody living life because Instagram likes to show you it likes to show you the good stuff, not the bad stuff. And they don't see that. They don't see, like, I was telling somebody the other day, I was like, you can't compare your journey to me. Like, think about it. Like if you was a lawyer takes 7 years of study. I'm talking like 4 years undergrad and then maybe another 3 years of law school. A doctor, 10 to 14 years of study, maybe 4 years undergrad, 2 grad, another 4 to 8 med school. A dentist, 7 years of study, 4 undergrad, 2 to 3 years dental program. Like an engineer, 8 years of study, 4 years of undergrad, 2 years core, 2 years specialty. Even a pilot takes 6 to 10 years to really get where they want to be. And the average cost of college is anywhere from 20 to 40K a year. So if you're just looking at the baseline of colleges, people are paying $80,000 to $160,000 for their entire college career, and that's what I started telling people, like, these, in the end of the day, it takes years to develop skills and understandings. Like, notice all of the skills that require you to be a decision maker and stay flexible and be able to adapt to conditions. It doesn't happen overnight. It's like the blood, sweat, and tears that come out of that. Most of any type of specialized skills, those people are still paying for their debts. I don't know. Like, I know a lawyer, I know a doctor, I know a dentist, I know an engineer, and I know a pilot, and they're fairly new. And all of these guys have crazy college debt. They're still in debt. So it's like, think about trading. Like, if you started in trading and you've been trading for 3-4 years, chances are you might not be in the positive. You're still in the red. But if you can go to college for 4 to 5 years and get out of college, go look for a job and still owe 80,000, 90,000, How couldn't you? Why couldn't you come into Forex, dedicate yourself for 3 to 4 years, and be in the red for what, 2 to 5,000?
Bet on yourself.
Right, betting on yourself. So like that's why I was trying to tell this guy the other day. It's like in the end, those people are still in the red. They're still negative, and they're still waiting to be in profit. Just like in my first year, I made some great money. I had the vision, I had the hope, I had the desire. I seen that it works, and then it mentally for the next 2 to 3 years, I just struggled in the market.
So what did you do while you were struggling? Like, did you just kept studying? Did you just obviously kept going, but what got you through that?
Man, I'll tell you what got me through it is that you got to have enough skin in the game. If you haven't spent 1,000 hours, 2,000 hours, 3,000 hours learning your craft, like how do you expect to be an expert? How do you even expect to get good? Like you haven't even learned all the aspects of the markets. You haven't even went through a whole cycle, a market cycle, a market season, a market year. Like you haven't even dove deep into understanding like why you're even trading in the first place. Like my why of trading is just not to make money. Like we're here for long-term understanding of how we can not only
Play the
make
game.
money, but take money and
Yeah.
recycle the money and learn things that can take us beyond where we currently at. They didn't teach us this stuff, you know? So it's like even during those times where I was struggling, like I had to figure out like why I was really doing this and why I was really trading, because I'm just not here because everybody else is doing it. I truly wanted to change something in my life. And that's why I had to look in the mirror and be like, look, am I trading because such and such is successful? Or am I trading because I really believe in my heart that I can do this? I wanted freedom and flexibility. I wanted to be able to work part-time or anytime, no commuting. I create my own hours. I block out the important things in my life. I plan around them. I design my own professional life that fits around the rest of the life that I envision for myself. Like people see this and they think of it as a plan B. But if you get really good at this can literally become your plan A, because when it does, you'll have a financial opportunity that allows you to leverage your investment on time and resources. Okay. And then that has exponential returns on investments because it's inevitable. Once you have money and time, okay, you get to display your transformation, you get to share value, and then you get to monetize your passions and be rewarded for your work ethic. So that's what allowed me to, have fun and build friendships,
Right. The harder you work, the luckier you get.
Right. Some people might consider it luck, but I consider it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know
You
what you
know what I mean? We don't believe in luck.
but you put the time in. You know what I mean? Like when I think about Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. I never forget Kobe. If you guys haven't heard, it's like the famous 4 a.m. speech that he talks about. Like when everybody was sleeping, he was still in the gym shooting. You know, so it's like why? Because he was passionate, because he wanted to win at such a high level. It's the same thing. Like, there has to be some personal and professional growth in life. If you're not moving forward, if you're not evolving, you're basically dying. I tell people that all the time.
This I actually want to kind of transition into more of like a action, in the action where it's like if I'm brand new now I know Forex is legit. I know you can withdraw money. Obviously, I know now it takes money to learn how to do this, right? Robert Kiyosaki has his own courses teaching Forex, things like that. Where do I start? Where am I?
Yep.
Am I? Do I have to download some apps? Is there a broker, some sort of broker that I'm using?
It's a must to go to those things.
Yeah, well, what do you mean a must to go to those?
Is it a must? Like, I'm saying for people, like, do you think you're just gonna learn on YouTube everything or Google everything, or do I have to go to like one of those courses?
Yeah, I would. If it was me and I was starting over, I would prefer to follow someone who's actually been successful in Forex trading. And there's plenty of courses out there. Like I said, there's plenty of courses out there in which you can do it. And then there's also platforms out there which also teach you. So the first thing that I would do is really spend my time in getting educated. Okay. That's rule number one. If you're going to learn some get educated. And once you get educated, you can start applying yourself. And once you apply yourself, just know that it's not going to happen overnight, and that through the journey, you will learn how to become a pretty good Forex trader. But where Forex traders fail is in the psychology and the mindset and the emotional feeling towards money. That's what it's all about, man. Like, I don't know nobody that said, "Hey, I'm just trading Forex because I like trading." No, we all got in it. We all got in it for the money, you know? So like, people are really good at winning money, but when they lose money, how do they react?
Yeah, that
You know?
hurts.
That's in gaming we call that rage quitting. That's when you throw the controller
Yeah, I know
control at
about
the
rage
TV,
quitting.
right? Throw the control at the TV.
There's a guy behind the screen.
Yeah.
Right.
So what is what so you get you get involved, you apply yourself, you trading through a demo, you trading on the demo, whether it's through these different platforms to trade, because it's not only one. Do your own research. Funding an account. I'm brand new. How much am I going to fund an account? How much do I use to fund an account with? Right. A lot of people, they go into the stock market and they're like, oh man, I want to get involved with stocks. Well, let's look where, I don't know.
I don't have any money. I don't have that much money.
Well, forget about, let's just say
they say that most of the time. I don't have enough money to invest.
But let's just say, first of all, I don't suggest anybody investing with money that they
don't have.
Paying their bills. Yeah. They don't got.
Right.
But what would you say to the person that does have money, that has that is willing to learn, willing to go through what it takes? Like, how much? What's the average account that like they fund in their account?
They should start with.
Right. Yeah, most Forex traders start off with, like, there's a lot of brokers out there, regulated and unregulated, where you can start off with $100, $500. Most people that I know started off with like $100, just something very simple and basic, just to get their feet wet. And then, like you say, it's up to you how much you want to invest. How much do you have extra? But chances are, when people come to the Forex market, they don't have extra. They are playing with the rent money. You know what I mean? Let's just be real about the situation. So that's why I always personally recommend that people start out on a demo account, because you might not even like Forex. If you come down and sit at your chart and and you're looking at candles and you're like, no, I'm not with this, bro, do not invest anymore. Because if you can't sit down and learn the information and it's boring, like, you really think you can make money? No.
Yeah, you gotta learn something. At least read the graph.
Right. So, you gotta learn how to do something. So I would just say most people that are starting off investing, they're $100 at the most. But I personally, anybody that I start off with, I tell them to use demo account until they get to understand the basic fundamentals and the functions of trading.
Do you think there's a benefit to starting with more money in your account or starting with less money in the account? You know what I'm saying? Like, I found, obviously, when for me, I've noticed, trading, when you start trading, actually funding account, real money, obviously you starting with an account with maybe like $100, there's less room for error.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
What do you say to that?
The more money you start with, the more money you lose.
Yikes. That makes sense.
Look, I hope
you aim small, you miss small, right?
Right. Like, you got a better chance of losing your $100 account just as good as you got a good chance of losing
Makes
that
sense for a starter.
Account. So, man, just don't trade with money you can't afford to lose. That's all I'm gonna say.
Fair enough. And so, for me, that's I've always looked at it as, if I had extra money, am I gonna be like? This is when I first started, very first started trading, just even looking at the market, considering it. I'm like, all right, cool. What have I been doing with my extra money during these times anyway? Going to a pair of sneakers, maybe a night out. And then now you could, like I said, because they broke down the barriers to get involved with foreign exchange, you can start off account with $100. $100, that was a night out to eat. That was that was a pair of sneakers. That was
gas.
Now, gas now. But
gas now, right?
Now it made me double think, like, this $100, could it go into this sneaker, or should I could invest into the market? So it's definitely changed the outlook of how I perceive money, and the fact that you know, I never made. I personally haven't made no $52,000 in a day, but
32 grand.
I remember making what I would make in a day of work, in like 30 minutes or so. You know, looking at the charts, trading time, and like that. And I was like, damn, I made this I work 10 hours a day to make this type of money. You know, and I did that here in like 30 minutes. It made me look at money very different.
Right.
Very
And
different.
you know, it's just like one thing that I'm realizing is that I feel like there's a big gap right now. There's a gap in the poor and the rich. You know, the middle income is you're either getting pulled one way. If you're in middle income right now, you're either becoming poor or you're becoming richer. Like I think the way the world works right now is it's just pulling the people apart as far as, are you going to put yourself in the high end or are you going to put yourself in the low end? And the reason being is because there's so many ways to make money out here. You know, it's always crazy when, like, you know, I met this guy on the 4th of July, and he's into Amazon drop shipping, and you know, he made over $500,000 last year. You know, and I mean, not last year, but last month, he made over $500,000 last month drop shipping. And I just looked at this kid, and he's like, you know, 31 years old. And I'm like, you just don't know how many people are massively successful right now. You know, they're not walking around with just Gucci and Louis on all day. They're just in plain t-shirts, sweatpants, and some Nikes. And these guys are putting in work, you know. So what I would say to people is, like, you have more opportunity than anything in this world right now to just be an entrepreneur, you know. And whether you're going to do it through Forex, whether you're going to do it through network marketing, affiliate marketing, your own personal business and brands, like, you have an opportunity. And I think that's the big picture that everyone's missing. Like, I'll be the first to tell you, chances are you're not going to be a trader. I've told people that before when I've worked with them, you know, for like a year, and they're making the same mistakes, doing the same thing, getting the same upset, mad all the time, frustrated all the time, don't want to have show up. I'm like, look, you'd be better off doing something else that you enjoy, because you don't really enjoy this right now, you know? And that's the harsh reality that we have to have, and that we have to have with ourselves, you know. Too many people are marketing that you can become a Forex trader. I don't believe it. I don't buy it. I know that chances are you can become a Forex trader for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe 6 weeks. But if you're not here 2, 3 years later, still coming to the market and showing up, chances are you're not going to be a Forex trader.
The real, only the real.
Yeah, no.
We only give the real.
I mean, listening to you makes me want to be a Forex trader.
So
Shit, right?
you know, we've been on here for a little under an hour. You know, but as we close this out, I you know, we have some people in here that's tuning in live. I have no doubt that this is going to reach hundreds, if not thousands, of people in the near future. People that are looking to, you know, especially during these times where people are, you know, trying to find ways to make money from home, you know, with the job hirings being, you know, shorter. You know, I definitely want to be able to give a chance to people that are tuning in here to ask some questions, you know, as we close this out. So if you guys have any questions that's tuning on here, you know, you could type it in the chat, and we'll, you know, we could definitely answer them. And, you know, just type it in the chat and we'll see it. Or if you just want to drop another P for my man Picasso, because there's a bunch of them jumping in here. So shout out to the Wolf Gang. But one thing that I will ask is, you know, what are you saying to somebody that is learning this skill, and, you know, they keep, you know, maybe they are making the same mistakes. Yeah. You know, what are you telling that person?
Man, look, I say the same thing all the time. I tell people all the time, how we handle failure is more important than how we handle success. That's been my biggest thing. And I think that's been what's kept me going, because it's how you handle your failures in trading that's more important how you handle your success, because we're all going to experience failure at some point in our trading path or just in life in general. And it's our attitude about the failure is what determines whether we bounce back or we fall hard. I've had some pretty dark times in trading where like I wanted to quit, where I blew my account and I'm just like, man, I can't really afford to throw more money in here, but I know that I'm so close. And I just really you really have to ask yourself, how you going to bounce back? Are you going to bounce back, or are you really just going to spiral out of control? Because success is often attributed to hard work, but the truth is that it's the mindset that makes it all happen. I always believe in there being two different types of mindset. You either have a fixed mindset or you have a growth mindset. And let me break that down for you. A fixed mindset is where a trader believes that their qualities are fixed traits and therefore they cannot change them. So what that means is that these traders, they will document their intelligence and their talents rather than working to develop or improve them. And then they also believe that talent alone is what's going to lead to their success and that effort is not required.
It's not basketball.
Yeah, those with that fixed mindset, they avoid the difficult tasks so they can avoid the mistakes. And it should be the opposite. You should have the second part is a growth mindset. See, a growth mindset, traders that have a growth mindset, they have an underlying belief that their learning and intelligence can grow with time and experience. And when those traders believe that they can get smarter in the market, they realize that their effort has an effect on their success. So they put in this extra time. They start leading themselves to higher achievement through the growth mindset, which allows those challenges to make them stronger and allow those challenges to find more opportunity to grow through the failure. It's a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you want to relate that to trading or just life in general, if you walk around with a fixed mindset, you're believing that you already have the skills and the talents and the traits to make you successful. And you just like, I'm good, don't worry about me. I got this on lock, and then you find yourself in the same pattern in the same cycle. But a trader that grows or a person that just grows in life, they find themselves having small wins, small successes, and then they hit these roadblocks. And when you hit those roadblocks, it's can you jump over the roadblock? Can you go around the roadblock? Can you grow past the roadblock? Because if you can, that growth mindset is going to give you long-term success.
I love that there's so many parallels to trading, investing, and just entrepreneurship in general.
Right.
I can't stress how much enough like it has disciplined, myself, and I'm sure yourself and a bunch of other people, in the circle of that trade. It's created so much discipline and really just opened my eyes to so many different things that getting involved and learning it the right way. It opened my mind to so many different things, even just regular, even just long-term trading, because some people aren't into foreign exchange. Right? Maybe you're just a little bit more conservative and you're into foreign exchange, or maybe, maybe you're more conservative and you just, you're not looking into charts. You're just more of a long-term investor. Great. This is where you could learn here. And again, going to business, just days where it's like you have I remember having dark times when I opened up, this barbershop, just sitting here like, man, what am I doing here? Like I felt like I blew my account my first month when I was here. Like, what am I like? What's going on here? It was such an emotional roller coaster. But I understand now, the psychology of things. So, I do want to thank the people that are on here. There's a bunch of people tapping in from YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. I see you guys. I see you. Are you more of a technical trader, fundamental trader, both?
Nah, man, I believe in new concept ways of understanding the market, man. I'm a volume and momentum trader.
So I saw someone type in MACD here somewhere.
Yeah. Let me know where the volume and momentum is. I'm going that way.
Why is
and
that?
momentum.
Well, because I just, man, I have this theory, and one day it'll get out to the world, but I just have this theory that I've done a lot of reading and a lot of studying. Most of those books back there are Forex books. I've done a lot of reading and a lot of studying, and I just understand that, like, when the institutional traders taught the retail traders, they taught them how to fill their orders in the market. So they taught them the opposite of what the market does. And I tell people this all the time and they laugh at me, but it's cool. You know what I mean? But I've done enough studying where, like, I understand, like, why the market was created, how it was created, who was the main guys behind. I know all the old school guys that have been here, that done this, that created it, that started it, and I understand that there is a different way. It's just like, I was telling my friend the other day, like, bro, if I give you some lumber, some nails, and a hammer and say, go build a frame of that house, you'll build it. You'll build it, you'll finally get it up. I don't know how long it's gonna take you, but if I give the same lumber, the same nails to the guy with the nail gun over there, he's gonna build it faster than you. Why? Because he has a tool that has evolved that you don't have. And I believe the market is the same way. I believe that, throughout time, these high level traders created tools in the market that you could use that would evolve your trading. And most people don't look at them because they frown on it. They like, oh, your chart should look like this. And if it don't look like this, you're not a real trader. And I can trade supply and demand and support and resistance. And if you're not using Fibonacci, then you're not a real trader. Well, the goal was never to trade like you. The goal was to trade where I can collect my money every day and get out the market. And if there's tools that are going to help me do that, I'm going to use what I can that gives me an advantage on the market.
Love that.
You know?
Love that. J Rod, we got a question. J Rod says, what are a couple books that you would recommend on Forex?
Oh man, there's so many books out there. Just to give you a few, man, let me think of my favorites. So there's a book. My favorite book is Beat the Forex Dealer. That's a really good book.
Beat the Forex Dealer.
Yeah, Beat the Forex Dealer. I know I might not need to. I might not need to say my books on here, man. I got these hot books over here. But yeah,
Beat the guy behind the screen.
Right. right.
That's what's going on here. That's what it is. I was missing that part.
Right, but there's all kind of books, high performance trader, market maker, liquidity in the market. There's like so many books. A lot of people will give you the common books,
Trading in the Zone.
mindset. Yeah, Trading in the Zone. That's a good book. Yeah, bro, that's a good book. It talks about psychology, but like, let's talk about how this market moves. The Disciplined Trader is a really good book by Mark Douglas. Buy Side, Sell Side by Wall Street. That's an amazing book right there. It talks about how when you're buying, we're selling, and we got more money than you, so we rule the market. It's a great book of understanding. Just so many books. Food by the Market. That's another good book. Man, the library is deep. You know what I'm saying?
Dope. I'm taking these. I'm writing, taking these.
$26,000 deep.
Right.
Yeah.
Like $26,000, 10,000 hours, bro. I'm still in the gym. Shoot.
Love that.
Still in the game.
Right.
So as we close this out, is there anything you want to give the person that's getting involved with Forex, the person that maybe is involved in both network marketing and Forex in particularly? And what do you say to that person that's getting involved on this journey?
Man, I just say that it's going to take time. So if you show up in the game understanding that it's going to take time, then you'll be all right. You just got to stick with it. You got to really discover your mission, because if your mission in life, if you don't know what your mission in life is, chances are you're going to struggle on the Forex journey, because Forex will expose you for the person that you are. That's what I really love about Forex, because Forex makes you look in the mirror and it displays those ugly things about yourself. if you're a greedy person, you're gonna be mad greedy in the market. You know what I mean? If you have anxiety, oh man, you ain't seen anxiety yet. You know what I mean? Like if you can't stay focused, if you're not disciplined, like anything that's negatively impacted your life from an aspect of just everyday living is going to be amplified in Forex. So you got to really discover what your mission is when you're doing this, because it has to fill you with enthusiasm. It has to create a burning desire for you to get to working. When you created your barbershop, you didn't just be like, well, I think I'm gonna make a barbershop. Like, you had this enthusiasm and you was ready to go to work because there was this burning desire that you believe that was your mission. So great things are accomplished by talented people who just believe that they can accomplish them. So at the end of the day, if you're going to start this journey, go in with a mindset that you have to have a growth mindset, and that the long-term goal is to become a profitable trader, not overnight, not in the next 2 weeks, not in the next 3 weeks. Can you consistently do this for years? Those are the guys that are really doing it.
Drop mic.
Right? That's it.
Drop mic, man. So listen, man, we live in the cut. Picasso the Wolf, Pedro, myself. Again, we want to appreciate everyone that tapped in here. Make sure you tap the like button, the share button, subscribe.
Forex is not a company.
Forex company. You ain't gotta recruit. And next week we will be on here Wednesday, 9 p.m. We have a very, very special guest. We're gonna be speaking on the Airbnb game, also talking about credit as well. For those who are trying to get involved with the Airbnb and fix their credit, with a very special guest. So I appreciate everybody for tapping in here. D, it's always a pleasure.
It was nice meeting you, bro.
Yeah, you too.
I learned a lot tonight.
Love, peace, and happiness, man. I appreciate you guys.
Everybody else here, you guys are live in the cut. Catch you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.